Hey, buenos días. Hoy es lunes. La fecha es el 27. No sé. Es difícil recordar qué día es, cuál es la fecha de hoy. Creo que hoy es el 27 de abril. Okay, so here we go. Last week of class. We've just got 3 more left. We've got quite a bit of actually information to cover. We're going to do the best that we can today to get through some things. We're going to do some more with preterite practice as it shows. We are going to do some more practice with our ir de compras, and then we're going to talk about a few new vocab words, the palabras adicionales. I know you guys have been using them in some of your panorama work. So it's things like ayer, yesterday, anoche, de repente, suddenly. So we're going to use some of those, and then we'll finish up with using some of the adjectives. You can find those on the back side of your vocab sheet. Adjectives that describe other things like, and we've had some of these before. We've had the bajo, corto, largo. We've had some of those words before. But there's going to be a few new other words in there as well. I would like to start, though, we've been talking a little bit about the saber conocer idea, and I just wanted to draw your attention to the first few verses of a psalm that it's something that I have memorized when I was growing up in English, but it has to do with, and a lot of times you hear this when a mother is expecting a baby, which my daughter is, and I'm going to be an abuelita. So excited. Anyway, the idea of new life growing inside a mother's womb, and the fact that all the days are ordained by God before this child even enters the world. And so that's what that Salmo 139 deals with. And the fact that God knows, right? And you see I have highlighted the 2 verbs that we've been talking about regarding knowing things. And I just wanted to bring your attention to those as well. God knows information, but he ultimately is intimately familiar with you and with me. And so this psalm starts off with that. Dios mío, my God, tú me conoces muy bien. You know me. You know me very well. Sabes todo acerca de mí. You know everything about me. You know all the information, right? You know the hairs of my head, and it goes on to say that a little bit later. But you know information, but ultimately I love the way that the psalm starts is with that intimate familiarity that God has with each one of us. Tú me conoces muy bien. Sabes todo acerca de mí. Versículo 2. Sabes cuando me siento, you know when I sit, y cuando me levanto, when I rise, when I get up. Aunque esté lejos de ti, even though I may be far from you, me lees los pensamientos. You see the word pensar and pensamientos? Pensamientos are thoughts. So you read, notice in the lees, you read me, right? And what is it that you read in me? You read my thoughts. Me lees los pensamientos. Sabes lo que hago y lo que no hago. You know what I do and what I don't do. No hay nada que no sepas. There is nothing that you don't know. And what I love about that too is there's been various times in my life, hey cow, my dog just came in, that I have read those verses, and there have been times where, and I guess I've heard sermons on this psalm, that David wrote this psalm when he had just been caught for having an adulterous relationship with Bathsheba, and he was found out. And the fact that God knows that about me, the bad stuff, the things that where I have gone wrong, where I have disappointed him, the fact that he knows that stuff sometimes is frightening and terrifying, and disappointing, the fact that God knows that stuff. But ultimately what I love about this psalm is that it starts with, you know me, you are intimately familiar with who I am. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I just wanted to point out that psalm that has both of those uses of the verb saber and the verb conocer in there for their appropriate reasons. Just wanted to spend a little time with that. Then I had asked you to print out. No, I did not. Not this yet, so hang on. I didn't ask you to print this out. I would have had it as a PowerPoint in class, or a handout in class, but instead I'm going to do it on the screen, so follow along with me. We're going to get some oral practice in. You are going to talk to your screen, as cheesy as it is, I know, but that's the only thing we can do without having a partner sitting next to you. So, hey, if you have somebody in your home that can speak a little Spanish or that you want to teach a little Spanish to, bring them on in. Otherwise, I would like you to still ask and answer the questions to practice this past tense that we've been doing. So I have a variety of questions on the next slide that I'm going to give you that have to do with something that you did, que hiciste, and then at a certain time. I'm going to use some of those additional words like anoche, last night, ayer, like the word yesterday, which is in the second sentence or the second prompt. So notice that phrase, montar a caballo anoche, that is not a question, okay? That's just simply a phrase, to ride horse last night. That's not a question, but you can very easily make that into a question, a sí or no question by changing montar, putting the correct ending on there to make it the past tense of did you, the tu form, right? So there's my question. ¿Montaste a caballo anoche? You're going to ask your computer that question. Unless you guys want to come to class, and then you can do it with whoever is in class with us. But ¿montaste a caballo anoche? I'm guessing that most of you are going to probably answer that negatively. No. Yo no monté a caballo anoche. Can't see me because I'm not having the video on today for reasons. I don't look so good, sorry. Oh, it's embarrassing to do that today, so I chose not to. But if you have seen me, you would have seen my head do a headbutt on the monté a caballo anoche. Maybe you actually did, okay? Because you guys are at home, you have access if you have a caballo en su casa. Sí, monté a caballo anoche, another headbutt, okay? So these questions are all going to be towards you. You're going to answer them about I. So you're going to see lots of tu endings, the aste or iste, and you're going to answer in the yo form, or y. So the next question is not a question either. Estudiar español ayer. To study Spanish yesterday. Not a question. But you can easily make it into a question. Take off the AR of estudiar. Put the aste on there. And there you go. There becomes a question. ¿Estudiaste español ayer? I'm hoping most of you are going to answer sí. Estudié español ayer. Some of you maybe say no. No estudié español ayer. I said it super loud. I did the headbutt. I want you to really super accentuate that. So I'm going to go to the next slide. And I have más preguntas. But again, that's sort of a lie because this is not a pregunta. Comer en la cafetería anoche. Now, you are going to make that into the question, did you eat in the caf last night? Okay, again, these would be more applicable if we were on campus, but we're not. I guess it'll change the way that you would have answered some of these questions, but how would you make that into a question? Did you eat? ER comes off. We replace it with the ER ending in the past tense. So you may want to have those handy, but you're going to hear a definite pattern on there. So, comiste en la cafetería anoche? Go ahead and answer that question. ¿Comiste en la cafetería anoche? No, no comí en la cafetería anoche. Hope you did the headbutt when you answered the comí. Accent on the I of that one. Notice it's an ER verb, not an AR verb like the last ones, right? So it's going to be that I instead of the E. Okay, here's the next question that's not a question. Jugar al fútbol el mes pasado, last month, past month, in the last month. Did you play? AR verb, read it again, but make it into a question that you will answer in just a second. Go ahead. ¿Jugaste al fútbol el mes pasado? Yo no jugué al fútbol el mes pasado. Okay? Go ahead and answer that question for yourself. ¿Jugaste al fútbol el mes pasado? Okay. Escribir una carta la semana pasada. Now instead of mes pasado, we've got la semana pasada. Notice it's all feminine. Now instead of last month, last week. So, did you write? How is escribir going to become the did you write, the tu form of that? ¿Escribiste una carta la semana pasada? Go ahead and answer that question. No escribí una carta. O posiblemente sí, escribí una carta la semana pasada. Okay, I'm going to put the next one up. I'm going to have you pause it. Touch the pause button with your finger. Ask and answer that question. Come back when you're finished, and I will do both. You can check how yours sounded compared to mine. Pause now. ¿Recibiste una carta anteayer? Ante is before, ayer is yesterday, the day before, yesterday. ¿Recibiste una carta anteayer? No recibí una carta anteayer. O sí recibí una carta anteayer. Recibí. Accent on the last I of that. Recibí. Next one, pause it, ask yourself the question, and answer it. ¿Jugaste a las cartas ayer? No, yo no jugué a las cartas ayer. O sí, jugué a las cartas ayer. Next one. Pause it, ask yourself, and answer that question. Esta mañana, this morning. This morning's over, so ask yourself that question. If you did that this morning, go. ¿Llevaste un abrigo esta mañana? No llevé un abrigo esta mañana. No llevé. Next one. Sacar fotos anoche. Pause it. Ask yourself, did you take photos last night? Yes, no. Answer the question. Go. ¿Sacaste fotos anoche? No saqué fotos anoche. O sí saqué fotos anoche. Next one. Pause, ask yourself the question, and answer. Another one about last night, anoche. ¿Escuchaste la radio anoche? Sí, escuché la radio anoche. O no escuché la radio anoche. Again, keep working on that head butt, getting that ending there, or the e, whatever it happens to be. Next one. ¿Trabajaste ayer? Sí, yo trabajé ayer. O posiblemente no trabajé ayer. Again, accent on the of that one. Next one. Ooh, ER verb this time. Going to change it a little bit. The last couple have been AR. Now we've got an ER verb here. ¿Leíste el periódico la semana pasada? Leíste, okay? Iste on the end of that one instead of aste, iste. Sí, leí el periódico. O no leí el periódico. It might sound funny to you because you've got the and then you get the e sound right back to back. But as long as you push out the e of that, you're good to go. So, leí, sí, leí el periódico. No leí el periódico la semana pasada. A couple more. Pescar. En el año pasado, did you fish in the last year? ¿Pescaste en el año pasado? Sí, pesqué en el año pasado. O no pesqué en el año pasado. ¿Otro? Bebiste café anteayer. There's our anteayer again, the day before yesterday. Did you drink? Bebiste café. Yo no bebí café anteayer. Maybe some of you who are the diehards would say, sí, bebí café anteayer. I think there's one more. There it is. ¿Hablaste con tus padres anoche? Sí, yo hablé con mis padres anoche. Posiblemente no hablé con mis padres anoche. Okay, most of you guys are at home, so probably answer C to that. Hablé con mis padres anoche. All right, we've kind of already covered some of these palabras adicionales, but if you have your vocab sheet handy, front side, bottom right, I believe, is where you'll find those. And the first one that you'll see up there is that phrase, esta noche. Literally, we've just talked about that word esta, this, right? This night literally means tonight. This night that's coming, esta noche, voy a estudiar. Read that sentence for me. Repeat that for me again. Here we go. Okay, I'd like you to repeat it one more time, thinking about something else that you're going to do esta noche. So you can put your finger on the pause button. Come up with another thing. I might say, for example, esta noche voy a pasear en bicicleta. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish with this this video. So put your finger on the pause button and give your own statement about what you're going to do this night, esta noche. Okay, there's our new phrase, esta noche. Another new phrase was the phrase anoche. We practiced this a few times. Last night. Anoche yo estudié para el examen de historia. Go ahead and read that sentence just as it is. Practice pronunciation. Okay, this time what's underlined, get that out, replace it with something else. For example, I might say, anoche yo estudié para la prueba de español. Okay, so give me something else that might work for that one. Put your finger on the pause button and do that now. Anteayer, practice that again, before yesterday, so basically 2 days ago. Anteayer, ella compró ese suéter negro. Repite la frase, por favor. Okay, repeat it one more time. Take out the information that's underlined. Replace it with something separate. Pause button, do that one more time. Ayer, there's just our yesterday. Ayer, ellos llevaron esas botas rojas. Repite la frase, por favor. Okay, as we've been doing, take out what's underlined, repeat that with some other information in there. I might say, ayer ellos llevaron pantalones cortos blancos, or something like that. Okay, so pause button, replace it with something else. Ayer. Next phrase, de repente, suddenly, something happened all of a sudden. So, de repente, ella comenzó a correr. Notice this past tense with stem changers. You don't do it. He began to run. Notice that normally that's a stem changer. Comienzo, comienza. No stem change in the past tense. I'll say it again and you repeat it. De repente, él comenzó a correr. Repiten. Okay, now put your finger on the pause button. Replace what's underlined. What else could he have just begun to do suddenly? Go ahead, pause, say it again. Okay, two phrases, desde and then the hasta. We've had hasta before when we say like hasta mañana, until tomorrow, hasta luego, until later. So here's our until, hasta. Desde is the from this time until that time. So notice I have a 2-hour period there. Vendimos la ropa desde la 1 hasta las 3. From 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock. So let's just put different time. Or first of all, go ahead and repeat it just as is. Just like I said it, go ahead and do that now. And now put your finger on the pause button and replace the la una y las tres with 2 other times. How long did we sell the clothing for? Go ahead. Okay, another new additional word here that have to do with past tense types of things are the phrase una vez. It's on your vocab sheet as una vez. No, it's not. Is it? Yes, it is, towards the bottom. Una vez, sorry. But you can also use the phrase dos veces or tres veces. 1 time or 2 times or 3 times, whatever that happens to be. So, yo escribí mi nombre una vez. Repite la frase, por favor. Okay, now put your finger on the pause button. Take out mi nombre. What did I write? 1 time. What did I write? Okay, you may have said something like, escribí el nombre de mi mamá una vez, or something like that, whatever. Okay, next one. After una vez, dos veces, el año pasado. That word pasado we can use with lots of things. It's masculine in this case because año is masculine. So let me say it. You repeat it after me. El año pasado, Ana vivió con Marta. Repite la frase, por favor. Okay, finger on the pause button. Replace Ana, Marta with other people. Okay, now, año is masculine, so pasado is masculine. However, the next one has the phrase last week. La semana pasada, feminine. Feminine has to agree. I'll say it, you repeat it. Ellos vendieron su casa la semana pasada. Repite la frase, por favor. They sold their house last week, la semana pasada. Okay, take out casa. What may they have sold besides their casa? Put your finger on the pause button. Do that one more time. Ellos vendieron su auto la semana pasada, o su motocicleta, or something like that. Su cámara. I don't know. Next one. Yo ya compré. Okay, so it looks like the word yo, but it's got the a instead. Notice it means that already. I already bought. Ya compré esas gafas de sol el mes pasado. There's my pasado one more time. This time referring to last month. So repite la frase, por favor. Okay, finger on the pause button. Take out esas gafas de sol. What did I already buy last month? Ya compré esos vestidos el mes pasado, o ese vestido el mes pasado, something like that, that dress. Okay, so keep working on those words. We've been using them quite a bit in some of the practice activities we've been doing. So el año pasado, el mes pasado, de repente, ayer, anoche, super common phrases. So keep working on those. Panorama will give you practice with those as well. Okay, now I would like you to take out the handout I asked you guys to print out beforehand. That's going to give us some preterite practice, and I'm going to show you what I would like you to do first of all. There's 2 columns, right? So nosotros, and then comprar, and then it's got more information, right? Tú, and then dormir, and then more information. What I want you to do is hit the pause button. I would like you to take some time to work on the past tense forms of just the subject with that verb that you see in the first 2 columns. Don't have to worry about what's in the 3rd column right now. Just do the subject in the 1st column, make that into the correct form in the 2nd column. Okay, so hit pause button. Go ahead and do that right now. Now, go back to the top like it says, and I would like you to add the rest of the information just to practice that in the context of something that it's a logical statement. The prueba I'm going to do in the next class, or well, Sometime el miércoles, you got to complete that, is going to be lógico y lógico, or right or wrong are the two options that Blackboard gives me to do that. So make it something that would be a logical / right statement. This makes perfect sense. We bought a new house in February. So nosotros compramos una casa nueva en febrero. Whatever's in that third column will be a logical statement. Yeah, don't do that. So put your finger on the pause button again, stop it, and do that. Spend some time. Spend a good 3-4 minutes on that. It's going to give you lots of practice with the past tense forms of those verbs. If you're not really sure what it is, have your notes handy and make sure that you apply that the correct ending, whether it's an AR verb or whether it's an ER-IR verb. Make sure you give the right ending to those. Okay, that gave you a lot of practice with that. The tarea that you had to do for today also gave you practice with that. I want you to come back on the PowerPoint later if you don't have it in front of you now, and I'd like you to compare your answers to what you see on the screen ahead of you. So notice that there's lots of accents on here because the yo form and the he, she, usted form all require accents. So, ella gastó, él llevó. Some of them don't, okay? So, ellos regatearon, tú vendiste. No accents. Next one, número 5, notice something. Yo pagué. I believe in the tutorial when they talked about the past tense, preterite tense forms, they talked about a few of these that are going to have a spell change. So I have those indicated in another color here. Let me just tell you why. Pagué. If you had not changed the spelling on that, P-A-G and then an E, what's the word for intelligent in Spanish? How do you say that word? Inteligente, right? When you have a G and then the next letter is an E, okay? That G sound is going to make the H sound, an H sound, plus a little phlegm. So the phrase I paid, if you had not changed that spelling, it's going to sound like pagué. Well, you can't have that because the verb is not pagar, the verb is pagar. So to keep that hard G sound, you're going to put the U in there. It's not going to sound, you're just going to make the hard G sound in there, pagué. Okay, dibujamos, estudió. There's another spell change one. Ellos leyeron. If you had not, again, made any of those changes, if you just take off the ER of leer and add IERON, you have 3 vowels in a row. L-E-I-E-R-O-N. Can't do that in Spanish. Say it, however. Say that phrase, leyeron. Do you hear the Y sound? Okay, so in the leyó, the he, she, usted form, and the ellos, ustedes leyeron, it's going to have that spell change. If you need to go back to the tutorial on that, please do. I would like you to review some of those ones that have the spell change. There's a few more coming up on this assignment as well. 9, yo compartí, I shared. Tú escribiste. Trabajamos, corrió. Here's another one, busqué. It's the pronunciation that requires the spell change again. When you have a C followed by an E, like in the word cerro and Cecilia and no, that's a C-I. Any C-E-C-I is going to have the S sound. So you don't want busé, you want busqué. Well, you know the question word, right? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tiempo hace? ¿Qué hora es? That's what it's going to have to sound like. So that's why it's changed with the spelling on that one. The rest of those are just regular verbs. Enseñaron, comió, bebieron, perdimos, recordaste, dormí, almorzaron. Okay, we've got another spell change. Saqué fotos. Notice again, if it's not changed, it's sacé fotos. You can use certainly tomé fotos if you prefer to avoid it altogether. But anytime you have a que sound, you're going to use the Q-U-E. Also on I played, jugué. Again, it's going to sound like the ge of like guess, right? And the word guess in Spanish is G-U-E-S-S, right? So jugué. If you don't change that, if you don't change the spelling, it's going to sound like jugué. Inteligente. Can't have that, okay? The verb is jugar. Keep it a hard g sound. Again, like I said, if you need to go back to the tutorial and go through that, they explain that quite a bit in the tutorial. Okay, next slide. Ir de compras. I'm going to put a bunch of a couple of these things up here. No, I'm going to put one at a time. I'm going to put one at a time. And I'm going to ask you, we talked about these the last vocab. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you two choices. You tell me which one this is. ¿Es una tarjeta de crédito o un almacén? Es un almacén. El Corte Inglés is a pretty popular one in España. El almacén. Next one. ¿Es un regalo o una caja? Es una caja, no es un regalo. Eso es un perdón. ¿Es un cliente o el centro comercial? Es el centro comercial. Es el centro comercial, a commercial center or a shopping center, okay, or like a mall. Next one. Okay, el hombre es un cliente o un vendedor. El hombre es un vendedor. La mujer es una clienta. She's the customer going on with that one. Okay, eso. Eso es dinero en efectivo o una rebaja. Eso es dinero en efectivo. Dinero en efectivo. Okay, eso. ¿Eso es una tienda o un mercado al aire libre? Este es un mercado al aire libre in the food section, the vegetables and fruits and that kind of stuff. Okay, eso. ¿Es dinero en efectivo o un precio fijo? Este es un precio fijo. You can see the precios that are given there. Next one. ¿Es un dependiente o un par de zapatos? That was pretty obvious, right? Es un par de zapatos. Otro. ¿Eso es un almacén o una rebaja? Well, the word's right in there. You can see it's a rebaja de invierno. Okay, we just had that sale, that vocab word, some of the seasons. So it's a winter sale, winter discounts that you get on that. 60% de descuento. Okay, here we go. Eso. ¿Es un regalo o un precio fijo? Es un regalo de cumpleaños o de Navidad, posiblemente. Eso es una tienda o una tarjeta de crédito. Es una tarjeta de crédito. You can also talk about a tarjeta de débito also, if you have a debit card versus a credit card. Y uno más. Es una tienda o una rebaja. Este es una tienda de ropa. Específicamente, right? So I'm going to put up some numbers here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hit the pause button with your finger, and I'd like you to go ahead and tell yourself each of those numbers, what each one is. So had we been in class, I would have asked you to ask your partner, ¿Qué es número 5? ¿Qué es número 9? Etc., etc. But the lack of compañeros, I'm going to have you do that with yourself just to practice that vocab one more time. Hit the pause button now. Okay, keep going, practicing that vocab. You'll have more practice with that on Panorama. I will include some of that in the prueba de comprensión el miércoles. So be prepared for you hearing some of those words in either logical or illogical context. Okay, next slide. If you turn to the back side of your vocab sheet, I mentioned there's a little bit more vocab that I would like to introduce today that has to do with adjectives that describe, maybe some clothes, some other things as well. The words that you're going to see on that list are at the bottom. So I'm going to say all those words and you can kind of refer to your vocab sheet to see the definition of some, and some of these might look familiar to you. Corto, perhaps. We've had that in pantalones cortos. You maybe recognize bueno and malo. We've used those words before. But let me say them. I'm going to have you say both forms of those. So repitan, por favor. Rico, rica. Hermoso, hermosa. Barato, barata. Caro, cara. Students tend to remember that because usually a car is expensive, right? So barato, carro, and es un carro, right? It's an expensive car. Okay, and then we've had these two words. Repitan, bueno, buena. Malo, mala. Corto, corta. Largo, larga. Elegante. Loco, loca. Nuevo, nueva. Viejo, vieja. Y pobre. Okay, I've had a lot of these that are opposites of one another. For example, nueve, viejo are opposites of one another. Corto, largo are opposites. Barato, caro, again, opposites, along with bueno y malo. Those are all been together, but I don't know why I did this, but the first and the last one are opposites as well. The rico, pobre. So somebody who's rich versus somebody who is poor. Now, you'll see on your, on the pictures above, I'm going to get my pointer going here. You're going to see a variety of things. We've got zapatos. Zapatos. Ooh. Dos tipos de zapatos. Dos camisas aquí, $25, $268. Okay. Hay 3 jugadores de béisbol aquí con pantalones blancos. Okay, con pantalones blancos. Esta es una playa muy bonita. Este es una ángel y el diablo. Okay. Un vestido azul. Ay, muy bonito también. Es un hombre aquí. Un hombre. Y 2 hombres. Un hombre con mucho dinero. Y otro hombre sin dinero. Without money. All right. So, I would like you to, again, pause your PowerPoint. Pause the video here at this point, and I would like you to ascribe one of these adjectives to each one of these things. Por ejemplo, los zapatos blancos son. Which adjective down below here might you ascribe to that? Versus los zapatos cafés. Los zapatos blancos son. Los zapatos cafés son. Remember, when you use the adjective that you use, make it agree with whichever one you're describing, right? So pause the button right now and spend some time working on ascribing adjectives to those people or things. Okay, let's see how you did. Los zapatos blancos son nuevos, ¿sí? Son nuevos. Los zapatos cafés son viejos, okay? Not nuevos, no son nuevos, son viejos. Esta camisa de Old Navy es muy barata. Barata es una camisa barata. Esta camisa de J. Crew no es barata, es muy cara. La camisa de J. Crew es muy cara. Estos pantalones de número 12, estos pantalones son largos. Y estos pantalones de número 2 y número 10, estos pantalones son son cortos. Again, make it agree. Make it agree with what you're describing. Next one. Esta playa es hermosa, ¿no? Es bonita, hermosa. Notice the H is silent again. Hermosa. Let's go over here. Este hombre gordo es, which adjective describes him? Este hombre gordo es rico, tiene mucho dinero. Este hombre delgado es pobre. No tiene dinero, es pobre, pero este señor es muy rico. Este hombre es, give me an adjective that you might use to describe him. Este hombre es loco. Este hombre es loco. When I lived in California, if some of you guys have lived out there or been in the Southwest, you probably are familiar with a restaurant chain that's kind of a fast food thing that's called El Pollo Loco, the crazy chicken. It has a rotisserie chicken that they sell with tortillas, and then you can put a bunch of other condiments on there as well. But El Pollo Loco es el hombre loco. Este vestido, el vestido azul es, give me an adjective that might describe this here. El vestido azul es elegante o es hermoso, ¿sí? Es caro, posiblemente también. Es nuevo. There's lots of adjectives actually that could describe este vestido. Es largo. No es un vestido corto, es un vestido largo. El diablo. ¿Cómo es el diablo? El diablo es malo, ¿sí? Pero la ángel es buena. La ángel es buena. El diablo es malo. Okay, to practice those one more time, I'm going to hit the next slide. And I have some questions here that I'm going to have you answer after I put them all up. So you're going to notice the adjectives, and you're going to notice that also they're in the correct form that they need to be. So nueva o vieja, because both of those are describing the camisa, tu camisa. ¿Son tus zapatos baratos o caros? ¿Es tu pelo largo o corto? ¿Son tus hermanos ricos o pobres? Okay, notice I got plural of them. ¿Es tu ropa elegante o es fea? Fea is not from this vocab. We've had it before, but yeah, mi ropa es fea, which is why I'm not doing the video today. ¿Es tu mamá hermosa o fea? Okay, hopefully you can answer that correctly. It's close to Mother's Day. Keep that in mind. ¿Es tu compañero de cuarto o compañera de cuarto loco o loca? ¿O es aburrido o aburrida? Okay, I had that adjective before as well. ¿Son tus pantalones caros o baratos? ¿Te gustan tus zapatos o y tienes otros zapatos? Okay, that was an adjective that we did not get on the last one because I really couldn't have that be a descriptive one. But notice that these last two questions are going to have the last two adjectives that didn't get covered. So that word otro kind of looks like what it means, other. Okay, so do you have other shoes? Notice it is an adjective again. It agrees, otros zapatos, o tienes otro par, right? But one thing that you'll notice is that instead of going after it, this is not a descriptive adjective. It describes which shoes we're talking about. So it's going to go the same place it would go in English. Do you have other shoes? Or do you have another pair? Notice it can mean another as well. And then the last one has the other vocab, the other adjective that didn't get on there. Same thing. It's going to go the same place as English. And this one, there is no changing the gender of it. Okay. For some reason, I don't know. It's strange why it doesn't. But that word cada is going to mean each or every. So comes en la cafetería cada día, cada noche, each day, each night, every day, every night. So we're close to the end of the 45 minutes for this particular video. So I'm going to have you again pause it and go ahead and ask yourself the question, because it gives you practice with the pronunciations of these new words, and then also answer the question as well. So I'm going to finish up the video and you guys can pause it before I do that.